Hey folks, can you hear me? I think I'm live. Hey Marco, Jason. Thanks Marco. I'm firing up SolidWorks right now. Wasn't really prepared like I should have been. Oh, great. Now it wants me to log in. Oh, yo, yo. Let me see here. Hey Weldon Carey. Thanks for stopping in. I wasn't prepared ahead of time like I should have been, so I'm logging in. All right, now let me figure out how to share my screen again. Share screen, entire screen. I don't know. Can you see my screen? Can you see SolidWorks Maker? Hey, loser. Let me click. Let me do some scrolling. Is that as good as clicking? Oops, I hope I didn't time anyone out. I didn't know you could do that from EVMUX. I shared my screen, but I don't see it. Oh, I got to edit. There we go. Hopefully you can see this. Not sure where we'll go today. What do you want to do? SolidWorks mouse controls. Sure. So here is that one I started on. Let's open the part. I gotta figure out, those shadows aren't very good. Turn that off. Turn that off. Still got those weird shadows. Just turn that off. Now there's only one weird shadow. Where's that coming from? Huh. Why is my part? Oh, because there's no lights on now. Let's do that. We're all learning together here, folks. Hey, Mick Ranger and Kelly. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. So, I don't know. What I was thinking, I'm going to modify this and see if we can create a curve in the blade. How's that sound? Yeah, probably won't be successful, but it's worth a try. As soon as I figure out where I'm at, what I'm doing. I want to find the original sketch and edit it. Can you see these? Okay, it looks like you can see these now since I'm sharing the whole screen. Thanks, Loot. Hey, Nods Are Life. Welcome. But here you want to go to Edit Sketch, and it just brings up the original sketch. And what I'm going to do is make it perpendicular like that, so that it's just part of the blade. Maybe I'll make the flat part a little longer. No, I don't want it too long. Then just hit the check mark and it'll change the first original extrusion when you exit sketch. So now it's just a even shorter flat blade. So now what I'm going to try to do is, actually I'm going to go back to that sketch, edit it. I'm going to try to make, no, I don't want to do that. Let me think here. I'm going to create a new sketch. So let's find sketch, select a plane. This is the middle plane. I don't want it there. Actually, I'm going to select this face as a plane because I want to put a sketch on this plane instead of this plane. Actually, I want several sketches. So I'm not sure if you can pick the solid. Yeah, so I want a sketch that is exactly the same shape as this blade. You can see I'm just picking the points on the, since this is all flat, there's no, it's not a hollow grind or anything. That would make it even harder. Then double click on the last one, and that should have a, I should have a sketch now that's on there. So let me exit that sketch. Now I want to create another sketch. Another sketch on this plane. That's not a plane. Let's go. This front plane. This eyeball is for showing it, so I'm going to show the plane. So it wasn't actually showing the plane. Now I want to create a new sketch. Select this plane. And I will try creating a curved spline, starting at this point. And I'm just going to do the 3-point method. You just go to another point. I want it to be a gradual curve. There, so I have that spline. Now I'm going to try to offset that spline. I don't know if it'll let me move it to this point. Yeah, so I can't tell. I don't think it's exactly on the point, but there's my offset splines. We'll see if this works. So now I'm going to try to create another extrusion along that spline that I just created. Sweeping a closed profile. So we'll try this swept cut. It's not a cut. We don't want that. Or do we? Let's try this swept base. I want you to check the select sweep profile. I think that'll be this. Select guide curves. That'll be this. No. Oh, we're getting somewhere. So let's go ahead and hit OK here. I think we've did it. We done did it. But so now this has uniform. This angle is the same. The way I originally created this, I put in the original sketch, I had put the radius here, and I made it look better than the one I've just created. We'll clean that up though. But when you do that and you create your extrusion, when you go and put this radius in, there's probably a way to do it, but I don't know how. But if it were just straight across, then it would be even. But since this curves up, it was thicker out here and thinner down here because I'm not sure the best way to explain it, but because the cutting tool was just flat, you know what I mean? So if a person was on a grinder and actually grinding that bevel in, they could rotate this, keep it flat for the flat part and then rotate it to keep the curved part all on the same cutting plane for the bevel. But the tool, I'm not sure how to use it that well yet. Anyway, let's exit this. And yeah, this looks a little goofy, but we'll clean that up. So now what I want to do is figure out what I'm doing. I'm going to go back here and edit this sketch and make these that's not the sketch. Let's edit this sketch. Let's make these even longer and it'll look even worser. Let's see, I just want gradual curve. So this is gonna look really goofy. I'm sure everyone will love that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So then what I'll do is, there's probably different ways to do this too. But I want to do a cut. Or do I? I probably need to create another sketch on this plane. And here I'll just create a rectangular sketch here. Wait a second. I don't know how big it is, so we'll go bigger. This is just going to be a cutting tool. So let's exit that sketch and create a solid that actually cuts this bit off. I'm not sure. Select a plane or an edge. I'm not sure how to reverse the direction. It says flip side, but it's not. I don't know. Let's just see what happens, I guess. Oops. Try this. I don't see any way to reverse this direction. Let's try both directions. That'll work. Through both directions. Could not created by this sketch. So let's go back here and edit this sketch. Not that sketch. Oh, I didn't save it. Let's just make this bigger. But it constrained it to those points, so that wasn't a good idea. delete those constraints. You can leave that horizontal constraint. No, Lou, I don't. I don't know how to do this. I guess I'll just so now this horizontal is the only constraint left. But it's not letting me modify this. So what am I doing wrong? Let me just get rid of these lines. Let's see if it'll let me create a new sketch out from that. There we go. Let's exit that sketch. Extruded cut. This, where's the both directions at? There we go. Reverse direction. Let's make it longer than it needs to be and hit the check mark. There we go. That's what we were looking for. So there are many different ways to design things. And using cutting tools, using solids as cutting tools is one. And that's what we just did right there. So now we have a nice even blade. There's probably a way to smooth this out so that it doesn't look like that. And if I were smarter than I am, I'd show you. There's probably some surfacing functions to smooth this out. That line doesn't exist, but it looks like it does. Just because of the way I created this. I don't know if there's just like a solid cleanup. But I could change it, get a better angle on there. Probably just do that with another solid if I create a plane up through here. Or a sketch rather. So let me create a new sketch. Let's try that. Hello, Brown Sugar. And anyone else that's joined us. Thanks for stopping in. Let's create a new sketch on this plane. And let's do this. So when you're drawing, you can see it creates those little dotted lines just to show you to keep tangencies and so forth. And I should be able to just bring this, created that constraint on the edge, and I don't really want that. Actually, I do want that. So what I'll do is create another line. Doesn't have to be all one. Now let's exit this sketch. Create another cutting tool. Extruded cut. This we want both ways. And there you go. This only has to be about 5 millimeters, probably do. And this is bigger than it needs to be, but that ensures we get everything we need. Now this was what I originally tried designing, something a little more like that. If any of you are CAD wizards and can help me figure out how to smooth this out, please let me know. And it might be a function that's just not available in the simple 3D CAD. I might need to actually get a surfacing version of the software to do that. Let's see what these evaluates are. What's this design study? Yeah, we're getting in further than we need to. Maybe it was better the way I first designed it, and then I could do a cutting extrusion. I don't know how to turn this window off now. There probably is a way to animate this, Lou, but let's Let's go see. Oh, you probably can't hear that except through my microphone. We don't want to listen to Ricky. Oh, yeah, we'll figure it out some other time. That'll be next week's project, Lou. That's one thing I did when I first went to Boeing, and they sat us down at a desk and didn't have training set up or anything. They said, "Here, go learn CATIA V4 on your own." I created a solid model of a Jeep, like a CJ, and then I created a pole. Then I made the Jeep drive around the pole. That took me a couple days. My boss was impressed. Animation wizard. Oh no. What do you get me into here, though? Rotate model. Around, we're going to go with the Z axis because I created the Z axis is up and down, clockwise, number of rotations. We'll do it for 10 seconds. This document hasn't been saved for at least 20 minutes. We'll save it. How do I run that animation I just created? Did I put it over here? Oops. There you go, Lou. Just for you. Oh, did you hear that lovely ding dong sound? I picked the wrong axis though. Why did it do that? I wanted it to go like this. Rotate model. Let's just leave it here. Let's do the z-axis counterclockwise. Oh, a play button. There. Now the blade's going the correct way. Chopping direction. Let me turn this plane off. Hide. I don't know what this blue is. Why it shows up. Visualization, ambient direction, camera, scene. Rooftop. Oops. We don't want you guys seeing those. Once you get on the microphone, Lou, and you can do the talking for the knife. I wish I knew how to clean this up. Let's go back here. Oh, let me finish that scene. This design, Lou, or you like the flat one, flat blade without the radius? I just wanted to put a little bit of a curve on there, make it more knife-like. This is probably longer than I wanted to do it, though. I want it to be nice. I want that tip to be nice and controllable, close to the hand. This is a little more knife-like. This would probably be more people would like this than the way I want it, though. But I just want a little more of like a utility knife, but an actual knife with non-removable blades. Oh, well, that did something, but now this secondary bevel is a little out of whack. Oh, it's because I put an extra degree on there. Let's go back. Let's do this and see what happens. Oh, that was not good. Okay. I wonder if you could put a 0 degree draft on something. Nope, I don't think so. Half a degree? Yeah, that's not good. But that tells me maybe if there's a way to do a drafted cut, if I design it the other way. At least it gets rid of the line, but I don't like the uneven bevel secondary. Yeah, stabby is a little better, I suppose. If I go the other way, then it won't work. Well, it looks better, but it's not better because I got to fix this. Let's keep trying. I don't think it's not going to like this. There's probably a different function that I should be using, not draft, like a sew function. Yeah, it's actually getting wider, so that's not good. Oh, I guess it's just wider because it's up here where there's more material. I'm gonna undo that. I have to find someone who knows a little more than I do, or do a little research on the internet, figure out how to make that more uniform. See, right now it's actually all uniform, so you're gonna have the same thickness where the primary and secondary bevel meet the whole way. What's everyone carrying? I got out my Finch today. I'm not going to share my camera, but it's a Finch Reciprocity that I won from Big Red EDC. It's a cool pocket knife. I love it. Now we need to just trick Loot into helping me figure out a few things here and there. But Loot is a busy person. We don't want to take him from his work. He's actually doing knives. I'm learning a new CAD software. Oh, and by the way, if anyone wants to buy SolidWorks, this is SolidWorks for makers through 3D experiences or something. I put a link in the description. You can get this for $24 for a year. And I was mistaken. You can use this for commercial purposes, but only up to $2,000. So if you make a couple items and sell them until it adds up to 2,000, once it adds up to $2,000, you're supposed to actually buy a seat of this software, higher than a maker's level. But for $24, if you don't have any CAD and you just want to try it, this would be the way to go. And there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube that could help you from the absolute basics. And of course, feel free to ask me. I could help people out to an extent. This is really powerful. SolidWorks is, I would say it's one of the biggest softwares for small business, along with like AutoCAD and Autodesk Fusion. They're even more affordable, but SolidWorks is a lot less money than CATIA or Siemens NX. Those cost like $40,000-$50,000 a seat per year if you have enough packages. This probably you're probably looking at, well, if you just pay yearly, if you don't mind cloud based, this is only like 2,200, 2,300, I believe, annually. If you buy a perpetual license, I think I haven't gotten prices yet, but it used to be like $9,000, but there might be some 6 or 7,000. Look, How's it going, Loot? Kaiser Crocodile. Kaiser Crocodile. Is that old or new, Lou? Or Lou? Not familiar with the crocodile. Let's bring up a window and look for it. Pretty basic. Flipper only, it looks like. This looks like something Olight would have them make her own knife. So I don't know. Hey, Loot, did you watch me at all create this portion? This is all an extrusion built on this plane, and then I created another plane. I cut it off, and then I created this extrusion on this plane. Do you know if there's an easy way to smooth this out? What would Fusion have? Do they have like a sew command or something? $30 on Amazon last week. Is that what you picked up, Loot? $30? $30. Amazon has some pretty sweet deals on some things sometimes. It looked pretty decent. Is that G10? Azo, did you guys meet this guy? Was he at Blade Show? Oh, he's even fancy green G10 handle. Oh, that micarta looks pretty good. Cool. Yeah, so I take it you wouldn't design it that way. How would you design this? So the problem was when I originally designed it, I just created a sketch that was the shape of this outline. But then when I added this bevel, it was fatter up here because it was going. I wasn't sure how to create the bevel along these curves. So it made it flat and fat up here, wider than the rest, because it was up here into the thicker material instead of down here the thinner material. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, and I just need to learn it. If I just created this one this way. That's how I recreated it to get where I'm at now. created that, and then I created this from this sketch. Well, those are the curves I used to sweep along. Oh, this is what I was talking about the other day. I only created one of these, and then I created a pattern to create all the other jimps. Actually, I could probably modify that now. I don't know if it'll allow me to move it. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I clipped it off afterward. Profile and path and a rail. Not sure what a rail is. I can measure this. If I were actually designing this as a knife to have made, I would make this pad the same dimensions as this. So I'd do some measurements and constrain this cutout to a certain measurement. Did I change? Yeah, I contoured these cutouts a little more since last week. Yeah, I don't remember when I created this pattern. I don't remember if I just used a plane or I probably did pick an edge, so I could see where that would get tricky. Because I actually had it, I had two of them actually. So one going down here, then this one going along the horizontal. Actually, originally when I did it like a cutout here, and I did a pattern, and I just went both directions to get these. And I went like 5 in this direction and then 10 in that direction, which is kind of weird. Be better to put one and just go in one direction. Yeah, I bet it has a similar commands. But they all they all behave very similarly, but they just each one calls the command something different. And if you ever work on CATIA, holy crap, they it was originally created by a French company, so there are words that don't even make sense in English to do certain things. Well, I mean, there's these swept boss and stuff, and you can do swept cuts. Let me save this. I could probably create a tool and sweep it along these splines. I don't know if you saw when I was messing with this though. I put a draft on here, and I just put a draft from this surface to this surface. Let me make it even smaller. I wonder how small it'll let me go. .05 degrees. I could probably put a small enough draft on there that you could barely tell, but it wouldn't be the right way to do it. Yeah, no. So it's still, since it's drafting it, this is the problem I had when I created it the other way. Since you have a little bit wider material up here, since you're up in the thicker portion of this. But it gets rid of that line. So let's go. Now that this is done, I could probably create another solid and sweep it along these guides. Swept cut. Sketch profile. I don't have one, so how do I create one? I would want it to be on the ZX. Oh, this won't let you pick ZX. Let's exit out of this. Let's go to sketches. Create a sketch. Well, let me select plane face on edge. One edge. No, we don't want that. Hey, Rolf. Brand new American. How's it going? I think I have homework to do on this. Actually, I could go back to that. No, I don't want that. Or do I? Let's go to... We'll go on this sketch. Let's create... This is going to get really weird, but follow along, fellas. We are going to create a weirdest sketch you've ever seen. Where'd my sketch go? Oh. That sketch was used in a different function. That won't work. Yeah, I guess we'll just try to figure it out next time. Yeah, it's interesting, Rolf. I don't know if you've done any CAD or not, but I was saying earlier, I think I put a link in the description. $24 for a year, you can buy this maker's version of this software, and you can use it for commercial purposes up to $2,000. After that, they want you to buy a version, more expensive than the maker's version, of course. I'm not sure what other versions they have. There's probably even less expensive than the one I want to buy. Oh, that would be crazy. I could convert this to a mesh body. Let me save this and then try that for the fun of it. Where was that? Okay. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Just got rid of all the history, which is what you'd want to do if you wanted to send this to someone so they couldn't steal your design. Let's close that one and go back to this one. That's a wonderful idea, Lou. Or maybe just give me $10 and you can name it. It'll never go anywhere anyway. Yeah, brand new American. They especially all the cheaper ones, are all cloud based. So they definitely want you to subscribe, and that's why if I buy this, it'll be the perpetual license. But that's like $6,000 to $9,000, and You don't get updates if you don't have a subscription. I think you have to buy a 1-year subscription when you first buy it, but then you can use it however you want after that. You just don't get automatic updates. You have to pay for, like, if they upgrade the software, I think you have to pay for updates. I'm not sure. I've sent email to the sales team, see what I can find out. Yeah, it's expensive, but this is a lot of bigger companies, like a lot of big companies use SolidWorks. I'm not sure what size. Like the super big companies, aerospace and automotive, mostly use CATIA or NX. They used to use Pro E. It's another powerful software with a lot of different packages you can buy. And that's why these are so expensive. You can buy electrical packages and different machining packages, surfacing packages. And they have a lot of tools built in that is worth it for a big company. For an individual, though, there might be better, more affordable options. I'm just going by. I checked it a couple years ago, and it was like at one point it was 9,000, but then someone said you can get it for 6,000 just for, and it's still basic 3D design package, but I think it has different tools. I think I can get machining pretty reasonably after that. So it'll create your machine code files. Well, we've been on an hour. I'm going to have to watch some videos, see if I can figure out this problem, or we might do it next time. Uh, Lou's going to stick with paint, but Lou, seriously, for $24, you should try this out. If you watch some tutorials, not me, I'm not an instructor, as you can tell, but there are a lot of good tutorials out there, and they can tell you everything you want to do. AI helps us all. AI is our new leader. But thanks everyone for stopping by. I'm going to log out. I'm not sure if anyone else is streaming. They probably will be in the next hour anyway. Uh, yeah, I don't know if the notification, I don't know. I didn't check everything to make sure I have set the sent notifications. And also, I didn't start until start time, but I set this up yesterday, so I don't know if that messes it up or not. I know I like to see things on my homepage in YouTube, and I just see live and go to it. But I wanted to set this up ahead of time, see how well that worked out. But anyway, I'll talk to you all later. Thank you for stopping by. See you all in the next stream. What do you use, Weldon Carey, before I go, if you're still there? I use CAD a lot too, but I've been on NX for the past 20 years, 15, 20 years. Anyway, I'll catch you on one of your streams and ask you. Talk to you all later. Bye.